of the hood. Y'all ready? All lights and reflectors are all securely mounted. They're clean. They're not cracked, broken, or damaged. All work properly. Headlights are clear, and all others are amber. Will you help me check my lights?
No.
No. Okay.
How you know I like it?
I don't know. That's why I asked if you wanted me to check them. Come to this side. This is your alternator. Remember I said in class it had the oval shape?
Yeah.
It's my alternator, securely mounted, not cracked, bent, broken, or missing. It is belt driven. Belt driven. I'll have them move away here in a minute. Belt driven. The belt is not loose, ripped, torn, or frayed, no more than 3/4 inch of play. My electrical lines are not loose, cut, burn, or corroded. Now y'all step away so everybody else can see.
What about the top? We don't talk about the top.
You don't
right?
talk about it. Good.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna go through a little bit and then you gotta switch, so you gotta listen up. All right. Coolant. It's full, not cracked, not leaking. My hose, securely mounted, is not cracked, cut, or bulging, not leaking any coolant. There's my water pump, securely mounted, is belt driven, not cracked, bent, broken, missing. It is not leaking any coolant. The belt is not ripped, torn, or frayed, no more than 3/4 inch of play. My hose, securely mounted, is not cracked, cut, or bulging, not leaking any coolant. This is my power steering fluid, it's full. All hoses here are all securely mounted. They're not cracked, cut, or bulging, not leaking any power steering fluid. This is my oil, it's full. My reservoir is not cracked, not leaking. Way back here, back by the firewall, is your air compressor and your power steering pump. Okay, the power steering pump is gear driven, and so is the air compressor. Everything in the front is belt driven, everything in the back is gear driven. So the power steering pump's gear driven, it's not cracked, bent, broken, or missing. Not leaking any power steering fluid mounted. They are not cracked, cut, or bulging. Okay, and not leaking. Here I have air lines, power steering lines, oil lines are all there, okay? Most of them are air. But all your lines here, are all air lines, are all securely mounted. They're not cracked, cut, or bulging, not leaking any coolant, power steering, oil, or air. This is my brake line hose. It's securely mounted. It's not cracked, cut, or bulging, not leaking any air. This is my shocks, securely mounted. They're not cracked, bent, broken, missing, not rusted, not leaking fluid. Rubber bushings and fasteners are in place. You have your steering box here, securely mounted. It is not cracked, bent, broken, missing, not leaking any power steering fluid. A steering linkage consists of 5 things. Steering shaft, pitman arm, drag link. Right underneath my phone is my steering arm. And this small rod here is my tie rod going all the way across. All those are securely mounted, not cracked, bent, broken, or missing. All your fasteners are secure. Push rod, both securely mounted. They're not cracked, bent, broken, or missing. Your push rod should have no more than 1 inch of travel. Inside here, you got your drum and lining, both securely mounted, not cracked, bent, broken, missing, not damaged. The drum's not warped, and the drum has no petroleum.
That shock bolt.
Mounted, not cracked, bent, broken, or missing. Fasteners are secure, none loose, none missing. These are your springs. Securely mounted, not cracked, bent, broken, or missing, not fanned out, no missing leaves. U-bolts, securely mounted. They are not cracked, bent, broken, or missing. All fasteners secure, none loose, none missing. This is my brake chamber and ring clamp, both securely mounted, not cracked, bent, broken, or missing. Ring clamps in place, not rusted, not leaking any air. Slack adjuster, push rod. What's missing off of here?
It's kind of key. What you call it, damn? Some kind of pin thing.
The door opens and closes properly. Inside here, you have your door seal on both sides, not ripped or torn, securely mounted. The hinges are securely mounted. They're not cracked, bent, broken, or missing. I got steps here. And my catwalk. All securely mounted. It is not cracked, bent, broken, or missing. There's no dirt, oil, or grease on them. Nothing on them to cause me to fall. On the back of my tractor, I have no doors, ties, or lifts. This is my fuel tank and your mounting brackets and straps. All securely mounted, not cracked, bent, broken, or missing. The gaskets are on tight here, or the bushing, I should say. Your cap is on tight. Gaskets in place, not leaking fuel from my cap. It's a vented cap, and not leaking fuel from my fuel lines. This is my frame. This is my flange. Everything is securely mounted to the frame of my tractor, not cracked or bent. You have your drive shaft here and your U-joint. Drive shaft, U-joint, both securely mounted, not cracked, bent, broken, or missing. U-joint on tight, properly greased, no foreign objects. Here's your exhaust pipe, okay? Securely mounted, it's not leaking, nothing flammable touching my exhaust, not cracked or rusted. And underneath the passenger seat is my flex pipe, and it's not cracked or rusted. Here's your torsion bar. Securely mounted. It's metal. It's not cracked, bent, broken, or missing. Rubber bushings, fasteners are in place. Next, you got brake line hoses on both sides. Okay? You only got to talk about the driver's side when you're testing, except for the alternator. Okay? So brake line hose, securely mounted. It's a hose. So what do you say about hoses? It's not cracked, cut, bulging, and not leaking air for here. This is your brake chamber. This is your ring clamp. Okay? Brake chamber, ring clamp, both securely mounted, not cracked, bent, broken, or missing. Ring clamps in place, not rusted. You should have no foreign objects in the tire. You want to make sure that your tire is inflated to the manufacturer's specifications. To do that, you're going to use an air gauge and apply it to your valve stem. Valve stem is somewhere in here. Right here. And it's securely mounted, not cracked, bent, broken, missing, has a metal cap. How do you check the back tire, you think? Nope. So you're gonna you're gonna reach from in here. So this tire is this one here. If you squat down and see down there, there's the other one. When you actually have your gauge, it's gonna have two pieces. One is for the front tire, you're gonna put it on and pull it towards you. And then the other one, you're going to just push it. Okay? But it has two spots for you to check, the front tire and the back tire. Okay? You don't reach in here to do it. Otherwise, make sure the metal cap is on tight and it's there. You got your rims securely mounted. They should be not cracked, bent, broken, or missing. Should be no rust trail for indicate but not a rust trail. With trucks, they're really in bad condition because they don't really care about them so much. Lug nuts are all securely mounted. They should be not cracked, bent, broken, or missing. No wear around the bolt holes. No rust or rust trails. Looking at this hub oil seal, it's a sealed system. It is securely mounted. It's not cracked, not leaking on the inside or the outside. It should be full. Here's your airbags right here. Securely mounted, not ripped or torn, not oil soaked, not leaking any air. Airbag mount, top and bottom, both securely mounted, not cracked, bent, broken, or missing. Fasteners are in place. On the back of the tractor, you have your splash guards, securely mounted, not cracked, bent, broken, missing. The rubber is not ripped or torn, not ripped or torn. And then you go to the lights and reflectors and talk about those. Okay. So we already talked about lights. I'm not going to repeat it, but that's pointing out the parts. Okay. This is your fifth wheel skid plate. Should be securely mounted to the platform, which is this piece. Fifth wheel skid. Both those are securely mounted, not cracked, bent, broken, or missing. Your push rod should have no more than 1 inch of travel. Here are your spring mounts. Elephant's ears, elephant's trunk. Remember I told you it looked like an elephant's? So here's your spring mounts. Securely mounted, not cracked, bent, broken, or missing. All fasteners secured, none loose, none missing. These are your springs. Okay, securely mounted. They're not cracked, bent, missing, not fanned out, and really they're not going to fan out because it's one chunk. But you're allowed to say it because that's what's on your paper. And no missing leaves. Here's your U-bolts. Securely mounted. Is not cracked, bent, broken, missing. All fasteners secure, none loose, none missing. They're at the bottom. Here's your shocks. Securely mounted. They're not cracked, bent, broken, or missing. Not rusted. Not leaking any fluid, and rubber bushings and fasteners are secure, none loose, none missing. Your drum and lining here, securely mounted, is not cracked, bent, broken, or missing. The drum is not warped, and the drum has no petroleum on it, and they're not damaged. This is your bud spacing, securely mounted to the platform. This is your platform, and it's being securely mounted with the mounting bolts to the frame. This is your release arm and safety latch. Inside there is your locking jaws. You want to make sure it's locked around the kingpin. They're not cracked or bent and locked, and no slack. That is Form B. Form A obviously is underneath of the engine, okay, underneath of the hood. And then you have Form C, which is the trailer. Okay.